get a lot of messages, guys reaching out to me asking questions, and I can't give away. I can't just spoon feed and give it away. It's taken 15 years of my life to understand and come up with the theories that I have confidence in. But I don't mind touching on things like location, bait and lure usage. I tell you what sets I'm running. Sure, there's little tricks to putting their foot on the pan, but really, coyote trapping and canine trapping, for that matter, it's nothing more than a numbers game. The more you got out, the more you're going to catch. If you want to catch 5 coyotes a year, set 1 or 2 farms. If you want to catch 50, work your ass off. That's all there is to it. When you see guys around Michigan showing tailgate pics of batches of fur, that didn't come easy. I can assure you of that. You know, there's only a handful of guys here in Michigan that can string some fur together consistently from year to year to year. You know, and I give props to those guys. Lately I kind of do. You know, coyotes I'm kind of like 25ish, and total canines I'll be 40 or a touch over. But here we go for a location. You guys have seen me on this farm plenty. We're out in this this farm, and I've got a drainage ditch right here in front of me. You can see the power lines are coming through. We've got the crossover up there with the quad on it. But here's the service drive that I come in to this farm on, which where this hayfield turns to that bean field, that's the property line. I don't have permission in the beans, but I've got permission in the hay. But I got permission to use the service drive, and he's got a crossover up there I'd love to set, because these coyotes for a handful of years have been shooting this road down, and every crossover they come to, they'll go to the other side, and then they'll cross back, and then they go over. They zigzag back and forth, you know. But I've been running a lot of flat sets with the ground being frozen, and it's because they're very fast to put in, and they're very easy. And when you don't have much time, it's all about taking advantage of efficiency. And if you run your sets, now this is something you'll want to listen to. If you make your dirt hole the same way every time, and you make your flat set the same way every time, if you miss, they'll show you how to correct it. But if you keep mixing all these different variations of flat sets and variations of dirt holes and so on and so forth, and running all this mixed crazy bags of sets that are unnecessary, sure, once in a while a trick set, you can throw a change up at something and be effective, but it's not really necessary. It's a numbers thing. But if you consistently do things the same way every time, they're going to show you what you need to change. That's the only tip that I can give you, that you can take that to the bank. But anyway, I got a couple flat sets and a couple dirt holes on the crossover. You can see right above my finger, there's a flat set in the middle of the road with a small rock as a backing. I put that rock there because the farmer's already collected a few traps. Yesterday, I had that male right here by my back tire, and it's gumbo. You ain't remaking that. And what I'm going to show you, you can see all the tracks here from where he worked all night, over and over and over and over and over. And but as I was standing here making the video, and I was getting ready to dispatch this coyote, I know he had a friend with him. When you skin them, you get to see where they get lit up on their hocks and the ass end, where they're checking each other, trying to get each other going. You've got that guy right there. That's not in the catch circle. And then you mill around on this frozen road, and then you've got that guy right there, which tells me while he was pinned up, his buddy's out here circling him. And this is why I always set at least 2. Why not catch them both? Hell, I'm even setting triples. I want to catch a triple. I've tripled on a property, but I couldn't get them all in the same photo. I want a photogenic triple. I want a quad. There's a quad down there. I want to catch the whole pack when they come through if they're packed up. I ain't never seen I did see about 8 sets of tracks come down that road in the middle of winter one time. Could have been a couple different batches. Sure, it could have. I don't know. There was just all the tracks going the same way. But here we go. Check this out. Here's this bald 2-track. That dude sticks out a little bit, but he's not real high. This sticks out a little bit, odd colored. It's flat. There's one tuft of grass there, right on the edge of that cut circle. You can see it. That right there. See the height of it? Prominent wind. As I'm looking at that clump right now, prominent wind is dead in my face. You know I got a foothold in there blended in. That's how I make my flat sets right there. Take my stake driver. I make a small punch hole to house my lures. I've got, I'll tell you what's in this hole. There's a punch hole with just a little pinch of Andy Weiser's horse meat bait down in there. And then on the top back lip inside there, I got some of Andy Weiser's Tainted Love. I probably shouldn't have gave that up. Some of you guys be writing this shit down. Tainted Love's on there. And then there's one of my old favorite standbys in there. I ain't gonna give that one up. And then I shot a bobcat urine. So I got 4 attractants in that one little flat set right there. And that's what I do to make me confident. You know, and that's the name of the game. Do whatever feels right to you. If you're not confident, don't stand up. Don't leave that set until you're confident. If you leave that set confident and you truly believe you're going to catch one, I promise you're going to catch one. But here's the location, 2-track running along a drainage ditch, kind of foolproof. Got power lines coming in, got an intersection, got a crop change, got a lot happening here. Those coyotes, from my experience, they come out over there, they come out of this hardwoods and they work up to the crossover and they're working both sides of this drainage ditch. So I got to have traps on both sides. I don't have anything over there. I've got them, if they're on that side of the drainage ditch, I'm going to intersect them up at the intersection. But this one, they come up a lot and they turn. And they're going to take this 2-track out across the public road and continue on to that wood lot over there. If you trap the whole season, that's what you get to see in the snow. They're going to show you everything they do. And here's another little gig. Some of these flat sets get so sneaky in here that even I lose them. You can see my polyfill laying there. That was in that trap. A lot of the times I'll leave it there. It'll just be eye appeal. I'll throw it over. See that scratch right there? That scratch mark right there is how I mark my set. I know I had a set right here. There wasn't a tuft of grass that big. There was a smaller one there. If we get a little bit of snow, I lose those and I have a hard time finding them. I got a snow blower and a metal detector that I hunt them down with when I'm pulling. So I do little things like this to tell me where they're at. I'll go down some of this. I'll go back in there and grab a stick and I'll bring it out on the edge and stab it in the ground to mark it. Just real natural ways of, if we get that blanket of snow, to tell where my gear is at. But I thought I'd share a little bit of what I'm doing. Hopefully it helps some of you guys that are paying attention to me. And again, I'm a pretty humble guy. I don't claim to be a professional. I don't claim to be a big numbers guy. I don't have the time to be a big numbers guy. I know I have the talent to do any numbers that I want. And I am very effective. You let me work a farm for a couple years, and I promise you will see results. I don't miss very often, and it's all about, I can't catch what's not there. If they're not there, you're not going to catch them. If you're seeing sign and they're rolling by you, start asking questions, man, because there's things you can do to, and there's guys that are willing to help. I mean, there's all the information in the world out there, but like I said, if you take it all in and you try it all at once, you're going to make it way too confusing. Start with a dirt hole, a flat set, perfect those, and then grow. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've got a few little change-up sets that I'll throw at them, but it's like this. I throw the dirt hole, I throw the flat set. If I can't catch them with that, I'm going to blind set them. And that's because the blind set's the most deadly of all. There is no attractants. All they got to do is walk their natural path of travel, and I'll kill them on it. Everybody have a good night. Take care.